Hello, my food mood friends. Winter cold remedies that are gut friendly and microbiome friendly.
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zas, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
I don't know where you're at in the world. I am in Israel and I have a little one and she's going to school without masks, and so we are getting sick. Cold season is here for us. Maybe you're wearing masks and maybe you're not getting sick this winter, but I want to share for those of us who are sharing germs and who are having colds, the winter cold remedies that are microbiome friendly and gut friendly. You can use this anytime. In general, it's really good way to think about medicine and treating our body. You can even use it for getting sick anytime, anywhere. It's a way to think about strengthening your body's systems and your immune system and your microbiome in a way that gives your body the best shot at health.
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea, floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch.
So I want to talk about how Western medicine and the medicines that most Western medicine offers is very suppressive to our system. It treats the symptoms kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone instead of really getting to why is the system down, and like where Eastern medicine really thinks and talks about and helps the body in a way that it supports the body, it balances the systems, it strengthens the system that's weak, and it maybe helps calm down the system that's overacting. So there's a way to interact with our health and our body in a way that is supportive. Western medicine is great when it comes to diagnosing and surgeries. There's certain things that Western medicine is great for. Supporting the body's systems is not Western medicine's strong suit. But Eastern medicine, this is how they treat and work with health. So most of these are all things that I've used and found along the years studying Ayurveda and dabbling in Chinese medicine and alternative medicine and home remedies, and figuring out how can I support my body and really address symptoms without harming my body. So if you think about like pain pills or cold, like cough syrup, these all have, for one, they like suppress the system. So in alternative medicine, the way that they look at it is that it kind of like drives whatever's going on deeper into the body, and it doesn't really give the body the chance to really fight it and clean it out, which is part of the purpose of a fever. Have you ever noticed how you actually felt better after having an intense fever? It kind of like burns through your body and cleans your body out. Like fever is kind of like fire, which can be very cleansing and good for our bodies. When we suppress that, then we kind of like accumulate these kind of colds and viruses and bacteria in our body. They can kind of be dormant and hang out, and they don't get flushed and cleaned all the way out. So alternative medicine really looks at how to support the body in flushing and doing its job and cleaning everything out, and also getting the health benefits and the good side effects of really cleaning our body out. So the way to think about that I think about from a gut health perspective is really taking care of the gut, so not doing any harm to it, as well as really supporting the microbiome. They're pretty much hand in hand, but it's interesting to talk about both of them at the same time. So the other downside of Western medicine is that the prescription pills and the over-the-counter medicines, they come with a lot of man-made chemicals. They come with a lot of additives and colorings and dyes that both harm the gut, and they also make our detox organs, our liver and our kidney, work extra hard. And oftentimes our bodies can't process them, so they store it in our body, they store it in our fat, or they store it in an organ. And also a lot of times Western medicine stuff comes with sugar. And sugar feeds the unfriendly guys of our microbiome, which puts our microbiome out of balance and then causes symptoms like rashes and overgrowths of yeast. And you can have in my little one took penicillin recently or last winter for a tooth infection. It turned all of her teeth brown. It meant that the microbiome in her mouth went out of balance, and we call them the brown monsters. The brown monsters took over. So one of the things you really want to look for when you're helping your body and treating your body when it has a cold or when it's sick is to really support the gut and support the microbiome for staying strong. So Western medicine, it goes in and it kind of like wipes everything out. If you think about like clear cutting a field, then you give a chance to the invasive weed species to really take over. So we don't, like the way that alternative medicine really goes in, specifically Ayurveda and Chinese medicine, it goes in and it targets the bacteria or the virus or the invaders that are kind of causing us to not feel well. It targets those without doing a clear cut, without killing all of the bacteria in the microbiome, because there's a lot of bacteria or microbes in our microbiome that are really important to our health. They're really important to our defense system and to our immunity and to really helping us stay in balance and feel good. So it's really important to think about when you're treating yourself with medicine, like to think about your microbiome and to think about taking care of it in a way that you're going to both get through your cold symptoms well, and you're also going to keep improving your health, because you can also put yourself back by doing a clear cut and wiping out all of the microbes in your body, or giving your detox organs extra stuff to process and store. So these are all cold remedies that I use all the time. I didn't order this special. This is exactly what we have in our home. We just had a food delivery yesterday, so this is more or less for a week. Probably the ginger will last longer, but we go through this many lemons. It's cold season, so in the winter we drink a lot of lemon and ginger tea. It's really good for cleansing out all of the mucus and helping it like break down and move out. Also, hot showers are really good for mucus. Water therapy, taking a hot bath, being in a steam room and really moistening all of our mucous membranes and our lungs and helping mucus move out. It's really helpful to our body instead of suppressing it and drying it up and leaving the mucus in our body, which is what a lot of cough medicine or cold medicine does. So ginger and lemon are really good for mucus and water. And garlic is really my favorite go-to when it comes for any kind of infection or to strengthen and help my immune system boost up, to give my, like if I start first feeling the signs of a cold, I'll often start eating garlic, or I also do garlic suppositories. It is a super miracle. I know that's a little bit weird, but I'm a gut health coach, so I get to talk about our butts or my butt. And you can also make a garlic mullein ear, like a tincture for little ones' ears. A lot of kids get ear infections at this time of year. When they get a cold, the mucus then goes into their ears and their eyes and lots of mucus. So if the ears get infected, you can use a garlic oil mullein tincture. This is a olive oil and antimicrobial tincture. This is actually, we made this just recently for my little one's ears. This antimicrobial goes after and targets the unfriendly bacteria or the infection without harming the good friendly microbes. So this is a really cool product to use, and we put some drops of this in the olive oil, and when she gets ear infections, she just had one recently, we put this in her ears to go after the infection, but still maintaining her microbiome without harming and wiping out the good microbes. The other really cool trick that I just recently learned from Dr. Sharman, she's going to be coming on these podcasts soon, is using onions and potatoes, both white potatoes. They have an incredible action of pulling things. So for our little one's ear infection, she said, cut the onion in half, put it in the oven, wait until it's warm and fragrant, and then put it over their ears. And it pulls the infection out of the ears. Onions are a great remedy, and they're also really good for digestion. They deal with the infection without harming the good microbes of our body. Now, honey is an awesome antimicrobial and is really great for sore throats. Also, you can use this topically for any kind of skin stuff, but for colds, we'll keep it on the cold topic. Honey is really, really good for both the throat and also any like skin stuff that comes up, rashes. Honey is amazing antimicrobial or antibacterial, excuse me. Then there's always salt. Salt is also really, really purifying and cleansing and protects the friendly microbiome. You can use salt for like if you get a sore throat, you want to gargle with salt water, and that will really help kill the unfriendly bacteria or whatever is in your throat, and while still totally protecting the friendly microbiome. This is like the really big key, is how to target the unfriendly and attack them and leave the friendly guys that we want there to keep strong and keep our bodies in good shape. So this is a salt spray for kids that you can use this to put in your sinuses. You can also use a neti pod. Neti pods are really great. I don't have one here with me at the moment, but neti pods are like a Ayurvedic Indian thing where it's like a little bowl with a little spout, and you can pour the salt water up through your sinuses and clean out your sinuses if you have like a sinus cold. Now, probiotics are always a great thing to boost up on. I sometimes, like my little one, she doesn't really know how to spit her snot out yet, so she's swallowing a lot of snot. So her poop has been kind of weird. So when I notice that her poop is weird, I always give her these probiotics. I really like these. They're shelf stable. I'm sure there's other great brands out there, but this is a really nice probiotic. I also have my own set of probiotics that I use when my gut is off or my immune system is down. I really love this essential oil called Breathe by doTERRA. It's got like 10-15 essential oils in it, but it has a lot of eucalyptus and mentha, and it is incredible for chest colds, especially at night when you can't sleep. And you put some essential oil on, it really helps open up the airways, and especially at night when it's hard to breathe with the congestion. So you can use this. This is like a soothing chest rub that has it's from infants. It has really good ingredients in it, nothing that harms the body or creates an extra workload on the detox organs. It's called Zarbee's. We use this and this together if it comes down to a cough, especially at night when you get all that congestion building up. These are both really microbiome friendly and gut friendly. And if it really comes down to it, and my little one, actually I wanted to share, so if there's a fever, there's a really cool trick that I'm learning about. This is actually new to me, is constitutional hydrotherapy, which is basically like putting on, like you can either use like a bath to really heat up your body and help your immune system get really warm. Also hot cold is really good. But what I've been learning about is with little ones is you can get their feet really, well, not really hot in a bathtub, and then put cold socks on their feet with wool on the outside. And this helps draw the energy down out of their feet, the mucus and the fever, and will help balance them out without using pain medicine. You can also use like hot, cold rags that will also help the body kind of like rebalance and help the immune system strengthen. Hot, cold is an amazing thing for our bodies, for our immune systems, for our lymph systems. Hot, cold is the use of temperature and water. It's really an incredible thing. So you can use that for the first line of defense with a fever, because ideally we want to let the fevers run their course and do what they need to do. You know, there's always a line when the fever gets too much. There's a number that gets too much, and also there's the kids like freak out that gets too much. So do the hot cold first. That's a really, really gut friendly, microbiome friendly, and also immune friendly way to help support a kid's body. And if it really comes down to needing to take fever medication, I really recommend finding a brand that doesn't have artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. This is Little Remedies, and I chose this specifically for this. It still has chemicals in it that are not the best, but it has less chemicals than a normal fever and pain reliever. So this is semi-microbiome gut friendly, not totally. I also really like homeopathics. We use these kids kit of homeopathics. These are also gut friendly and microbiome friendly, and they support the body's system and kind of like figuring it out and getting into balance. Our bodies are incredible. We have incredible ability to adapt and to heal. And when we start supporting our body's systems, then that's when we can really take care of our gut, take care of our microbiome, and really optimize our health and deal with colds and even become healthier after a cold, instead of like taking chemicals and stuff that just suppresses everything and pushes it into our tissues. It's a lot of how I think about it. So these are all my first line of defense. I have taken antibiotics. If it really comes to it, I will use Western medicine, but this is what we use majority of the time, and It's a way to really address the discomforts of this cold symptoms with remedies that also take care of our microbiome and our gut health. So here is the winter cold remedies. Please try them out, comment, ask me questions, and I will also create a Amazon list with all of the products that I talked about. If you want to find the link, it'll be below here in the show notes. And have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful winter, January, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much.